Dawson, let's start with the penalty kill, something that's been a huge strength for this team. What are you finding, not only with the depth of forwards that are being used, but just with how you all have been able to be so shut down?
Yeah, obviously I think we haven't given up too much. Going with the same type of players, same reps. I've been going with Nico a lot, so we're super comfortable together. But just in terms of doing a lot of pressure, not giving them much time, then when they do settle it down, we're taking away their options. And I think we've just been really dialed on it. We haven't been running around. We've been having control, and pretty much I think that's just been working for us in our favor.
Seeing Timo Meier on your line in rushes this morning, what could he add with you and Hischier?
Definitely. Obviously, the guy that you want to find him when he's open there to get a shot on that. He loves shooting it. So definitely, if me and Nico, try to create some space, get the puck in, create that opportunity to get some more shots on net, it'll be a great thing tonight with him there.
What's the mindset that you forwards and your line in particular has had about being so defensively strong and being able to contribute that way in addition to creating some offenses?
Yeah, I think it's a big thing that you got to focus on. Obviously, you got to play good defense to get the puck first before you go on offense. You don't want to cheat the game, and I think just focusing on that here, be a big point in the long run. So I think just making sure we dial that in at the start of the year is a big thing, and offense will come. So we got to make sure that we keep the puck out of our net, and then, like I said, if you do that enough times the right way, the goals will come afterwards.
Just seeing the breakouts recently, how much more do you need to be supporting the puck as the forward group, or what else do you guys need to tweak to maybe have a little bit quicker breakouts?
Yeah, I think just whenever teams are really on top of you, you got to have that support, quick play. But definitely, if you don't want to be making long passes across when you're leaving the guy on the island by himself. So if I can get as close to Nico and Timo and support them and make some little plays within a smaller zone, it'll be a great thing for us to just create more offense, like I've been saying.
Okay, Paul, we saw you on a line with Hughes and Bratt today. Joining those two on a line, what do you think you can contribute, and how can they complement? How can you all complement each other?
Playing with them is a treat. Obviously, they're both very good players in this league, and just trying to make sure I don't change anything with my game, and just stick to my physicality and trying to make plays. They're going to be open, and they're going to be able to kind of make some plays that some people can't. So just making sure I'm ready in certain scenarios for kind of when the game gets hectic, they're able to make those great plays and create scoring opportunities. So just making sure I'm ready for that.
When you have faced teams with pressure so far this season, what are some of the things that you all have learned as a group about handling breakouts better, or even just being able to push back against that pressure and be comfortable with it?
We've learned a lot. I think it showed progression-wise throughout these games. I mean, obviously, new team, new coach, new structure, it's going to take some time. And I think we've done a pretty good job of that from game one till now, and I think it's only going to get better. And we've had lines kind of mixed around, which is probably what is normal at the start of a year. So I think just as we get a little bit more comfortable, so our systems and smoothness of everything will happen. So I think we're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, as you're saying, it is the start of the season, and it's been jam-packed to start. I mean, you're on Game 7 right now. Your opponent is on, I think, Game 3 or 4. So how are you feeling about this group and its ability to come together and learn on the fly and continue to keep pushing and bringing out competitive efforts?
Yeah, we've done a really good job, and it's a little bit different of a dynamic on our team, which is cool. We're kind of creating our own culture, right? We don't really have a bunch of guys that have played for a long time, and this is how it goes. Everyone's kind of figuring it out as we go, and sometimes that's a really good thing when you can grow as a player, and everyone here is so open and encouraging as a team, and the team camaraderie is just great. So I think that's the most important part for a team, and we've had it pretty easy so far, which is nice.
When you look at an opponent that their last game had so many goals, I mean, they won 8-7 in overtime. Is that something that you do factor into the game preparation, or do you just remember that sometimes those games do happen?
It happens. I mean, it's hockey. But, yeah, obviously if a team comes out and has a lot, sometimes guys are feeling hot. They have a little bit more swagger to their game. So right away, just shut them down when you can. And obviously if you have a chance to make a hit, especially with those players that are feeling a little hot right now. So, just a tiny thing in the back of your head just to remember, but nothing too crazy.
Saw Timo Meier join Hischier with that line. What could he bring with him and Mercer? What could Meier bring with Hischier?
Yeah, well, I like Timo's game. He's a good player, obviously, in the league, but just gives that group a little more offensive pop. So, I wanted to give it some time with the look that we've had, through 5-6 games there. But I think it's a good opportunity to look at something different.
Yeah, at the end of some penalty kills, you've gotten Cotter out there with Jack, and then the end of the last game. What do you think he can add with Jack and Brad up there up top?
Yeah, just similar to Timo. I think it's just a bigger body that can skate the rink really well with and without the puck. So whether that's transporting the puck to the offensive zone and getting those guys on offense, or forechecking during the puck back, so I think those are the things that I would look for. Obviously, in having Cotter and Timo both playing up, in those top two lines, it gives us a presence on each.
Are there things you think he needs to do differently when he's in that role on a line with Jack and Brad than he was doing on a different line, or do you want him playing the same game he's been?
Yeah, if he plays differently, he won't be there very long. That's and that was my conversation with him. He's shown good ability in his game, and we think those assets can help those guys. I think that's the greatest challenge for anybody that moves up to play with elite players. Is you start to complicate the game, you start to defer. He needs to play to his strengths, which, as I said, is transporting the puck when it's his turn to carry it to the neutral zone, do so. And when it's his time to forecheck and get to the net, he's got to do so and have that be a strength for him in his role on the line. So that's what we need for him. If he starts complicating it, then we're going to have to rethink it.
One of the other things that you want better done tonight that you didn't see against Carolina on Tuesday?
Just little things like I thought we've done a really good job through 5 games of defending our net and protecting our net for the most part. And, we cracked in that area under the pressure and the intensity of the game the other night, which, quite frankly, was a higher level than we've played in any other game. So that's something we want to make sure, that we're able to, under pressure, just rely on our structure and stay with the structure. And that's the greatest challenge. You get a little bit more tired, you get a little more panic in your game when the other team's coming at you the way Carolina was. You can't lose structure. In fact, if anything, you got to lean on the structure even more in those times. So I thought we made it a little easier for them to get access to our net, shoot from the slot, those kind of things. And that would be an area we've got to clean up tonight and the rest of the season.
You're familiar with the Ottawa Senators. As they continue to get older and maybe a bit more experienced, what's the biggest challenge about them tonight?
Well, I've got great respect for their forward group in terms of the pace that they can play with, the skill they can play with, but also physical and competitive. So there's lots to contend with there. And then the defense is mobile and active. So in transition, you make mistakes, they make you pay for it. So that's a big piece, and we'll have to be really prepared to manage that here today. We talked a lot about that, similar we went into our game against Utah, just a team that's so dangerous on offense in transition and when you make mistakes. So we're going to have to really be responsible with the puck and be great defensively here tonight.